All right, I got to do this midday video lesson before I go to this crazy Indian wedding tonight. First, we are just over a week from this birthday webinar celebration. I'm giving up my birthday to do a one-time only webinar. It will not be archived. It will not be recorded. You're either serious or you're not. I have no patience for students who are not serious. That's the benefit of being real. I get to choose my students. So if you want in, go to timothysykes.com/35th-birthday-webinar. If you can't type this in, if you can't figure it out, then don't bother coming because I don't need any more inept students. I have a lot of lazy students who only want hot stock picks. Okay, I want you to study. Also, this birthday sale, timsykessale.com. Go there. If you don't know how to click this or go there or spell it, then again, don't waste my time. Okay, there's a lot of people who want to make money and you're just inept. You're incompetent and you don't follow directions. So I've learned to weed those people out. If you think that my lessons are too expensive, well then ignore my rules. Ignore my patterns. See how you do all on your own. And what happens is that the stock market is 5, 10, 20 times as expensive and you don't even know what you did wrong. So you're free to learn on your own, or you can cut through all the market kind of tough stuff with me. And I'm not always going to be perfect. I miss trades. I screw up sometimes, but I'm better than you learning on your own. Trust me, I am self-taught. I know exactly how frustrating it is to be blind and not know what's going on. That's why my goal every single day is to be the mentor to you that I never had. So at timsykessale.com for just a few more days, you can get all these DVDs, all these newsletters, 35, 45, 55, 70% off, and they help you. And it's not just me, it's other successful traders. Triforce just introduced Triforce training. He's the newest millionaire on Profitly, and you can learn from him. You only save 10% because he's like, you know what? I'm like you, Tim. I don't need this crap from people who don't want to learn. So only if you're serious, take advantage of it. We do love teaching, but you got to have the right attitude. Before I get into the stocks, I got to give props to several people on Twitter. Mike, student, made $400 using stocks to trade. Good job. Eric made $480. Eric, you might remember, is building his own house in Texas with his trading profits. So very proud of him. So far today, the student of the day is this guy, Blue Tag Trader. He made nearly $4,000 on LEI, and this was before. I think this was when the stock was in the sixes, and it went all the way up to nearly 8. So at this point, he made 4,000, and he's up already 9,000 on the week. So now he's probably up over 10,000 on the week. Did he update anymore? Yeah, I don't know. Steven made a quick $225 before work. This guy Michael, good execution on LEI, 515 to 580. And Lucas made 110, and he posted a nice screenshot in at 540, out at 570. So LEI is the play of the day. This was the giant morning spike. This is not the first time that this is spiked. This will not be the last time that this spiked. This is the beauty of former runners becoming runners again. Low float plays. A lot of people hate on penny stocks. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? This is exactly what happens again and again and again. The overall markets are down 1% right now on the day, and we have this gift of a play. I actually screwed it up. You'll see me miss a lot of trades. Again, I'm self-taught. I wish that I had someone guiding me. I'd be a better trader now, but I'm as good as probably I'll ever be, and now I don't really have time to learn anymore. The good news is me, just old me, I've still made over $4 million. So I know that even when I miss trades, I'm still on the right track. I'm still proud of LEI spiking because I tried to buy this right here at 505. Just a few thousand shares. I think I had an order for 2,000 shares. I'm trading with a small account this year, so I wasn't really going to make that much. If I had gotten executed at 505, my goal would have been to get out at 550 and make $1,000. That's all I would have taken. And, again, this isn't the first time even this week that I've missed a morning spiker. What was the other one? INVT was the one I missed the other day. it's kind of good when I miss these trades again because a lot of people sadly just rely on alerts and you shouldn't. So I'm actually prouder when students make the trades themselves. They get better executions than I do. They make the play all on their own. They have a plan all on their own. And even if I had gotten executed, it would have been in and out in like 5 minutes, and people would have been like, "Oh, that's so quick, I can't do it." I always set goals, and morning spikes can happen very quickly. So my goal would have been attained very quickly. I would never, ever, don't even think about this. People are messaging me like, "Oh, you tried to buy it at 5:05. You don't want to chase." Okay, but even if I had gotten executed at 5:05, would I have held till 6 or 7 or nearly 8? Hell no. Okay, I take small profits. The $4 million that I've made is so mistimed. It is crazy. There is so much money out there floating, waiting to be grabbed. And that's why I got into teaching. I see that I am far from perfect. I am not the best trader. And yet, I am on the right track a lot of the time. And sometimes I do capture the profits. And, I still made $500 today roughly on SKYS. I caught a little of that in CBDS. But this was the play of the day. And the fact that I was even in the right hemisphere, in the right area with the right idea, that says a lot about my strategy and my teachings and this pattern. Pre-market, I said LEI was the biggest runner. And, the biggest runners pre-market can run even more. So LEI absolutely nailed it. I'm so proud of you guys. It's choppy, and I'm just not good with chasing. And so, another question I'm getting, do I regret not chasing it? And the answer is no. I'm not the best trader in the sense that I'm really good at growing small accounts. I'm not really good at growing a big account. Big account traders with like 1 million or 2 million or 5 million, they're trading this 50 times in a day. And they're making like 10, 20, 30 cents, 10, 20, 30 cents, 10, 20, 30 cents. And it adds up and it builds their big account. For me, I'm kind of like a one and done kind of guy where I have really learned how to make a few $100s or a few $1,000s in a day. And then I'm pretty much done. Sometimes I trade the same stock like twice, maybe 3 times, but not like 50 times or 100 times. So for me, it's about being there when there's the breakout. And a lot of people, I'm making this video lesson just because I'm trying to answer all these FAQs. Why am I trying to buy it at 505? Well, the former high was right here at 485. So I was actually trying to give it a little leeway at 505, but it just spiked so quick past 485. I didn't get executed. And, I think when I posted in chat, I said, what was it, like 550 or 540s or 550s? And I was like, I'm not chasing it. Because again, that would have been my entire goal, to make 10, 15% very quickly. And I didn't know that it was going to happen. I didn't know that it was going to be this quick, but this is usually what happens when I try and buy a $5 stock. I'm trying to make 50 cents. I will say though, today, we have a very special treat in the chat room. Right now, we have the challenge chat room and the Tim Alerts chat room. Be in the chat room at 4 p.m. Eastern today. Ideally from 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Because we have a very special treat for everybody in the chat room. So I just wanted to throw that out there. We've had a great day. So many students. Oh, I got to congratulate. I try and copy and paste people from the chat room. Mohidina, again, if I miss you, I'm sorry. There's just a lot of people right now. Mohidina made 300. Mark made 125. David made 50 cents. Steven made 225. Blue tag again, that was his nearly 3,000. Jesse is finally getting it, made 500. Rid traded small and scared. That's fine. A lot of you guys are going to look at this and be like, oh, I shouldn't trade so scared. Screw Tim's rules. Listen, not every play is going to go full on supernova. You're going to thank me when I say to aim, for smaller gains. Every now and then I might miss out on a bigger gain, but small gains add up. Remember that. Too many people always go for this full on home run. It doesn't happen every day. Although lately it's happening more, so maybe I should get a little more aggressive. Pyro Trader made 200. Rosso made 130 seconds. NL Stevens made a few hundred. Vinny made a few hundred. Mu Mucinex. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, made a few hundred. Um, I wanted to talk about this guy, KG87. He says, missed so many trades today. Try to have a good entry, but missed by a few cents. I think it's okay, better than have a bad entry. Correct. And also, even if you miss a trade, you're learning. Okay? That's what a lot of people miss. And I know that I harp on this, that this is all educational, but it truly is. If you don't make money today, if you don't make money tomorrow, it's okay. As long as you see it and you recognize these patterns and you witness them in real time. That's why I love my chat room. It is the largest chat room for low price stocks, not because we're all degenerates just shouting out various tickers to trade. It's because we're all really trying to learn. So when I say congratulate another student on their trade or their profits, it's because they've learned. And I want you guys to really recognize that, positive reinforcement for studying and the results of studying. And sometimes you're going to miss a trade. Sometimes you're going to trade it, too conservatively. I would rather you trade too conservatively than too aggressively. I hate seeing people, I see a few tweets. Let me see. I don't even know. I have so many freaking tweets. I want to highlight this guy. And I don't want to rip on this guy, but I want to highlight him. Where is it? Here we go. Omar. So Omar is trading, SUNY and TVIX. First of all, Omar, I don't know why you're trading two stocks that I say do not trade. This is too big of a company. You have no edge, and this is an ETF. And he lost more than he promised himself. Wait, there were some other tweets. And again, I'm not trying to rip on anybody right here. INVT, and he says, lost about 1,300 yesterday. Sick with myself. I vow not to take more than 3% loss from here on out. And that was yesterday, and then he's losing more, but he's trading ETFs and he's trading big cap companies. You can't break my rules and expect to be okay. I'm sorry. I specifically said this. I said, sorry to hear, but now you learned. You cannot break rules and expect to be okay. It's like drunk driving 100 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone. You can't do it, okay? It's awesome that there are runners. It's awesome when you make money, but there are rules, and you have to always protect your downside. What if LEI did not spike that much? CBDS. I had big hopes for it, and it just failed, okay? It was bouncing nicely yesterday. I bought the nice run up. It never went down to 162. This is a typo. But, I was buying it in the low twos today, and it just could not get above key resistance here. Where was it? I guess I'll have to go intraday charts. This key resistance right here at 246. So when it can't break past resistance, 246 is resistance here, and 250 is resistance here. So when it can't break past key resistance, you got to play it safe. It's all nice and exciting when LEI, you have stocks like this that just keep going and going and going, and former resistance doesn't matter, and it's just like, Tim, shut up playing it so conservatively. But a lot of the time, you're not going to get a full-on supernova like this. So I want you prepared in both cases. That's why playing it safe works so well, because even when I miss a big play like LEI, it protects me on other stocks. So I'm protected on every single trade. I might take profits a little too quickly, but I'm protecting. And that is a key differentiator between me and every other teacher out there. I've probably made more money playing it safe and being less stressful, even though it doesn't feel that way because, I teach coward trading. And in our society and in life, being a coward is never really a good thing. It's not exciting. You look down on it like, oh, it's such a coward. But in trading volatile penny stocks, being a coward is key, okay? I know a lot of people who thought that they were, quote, better traders than me. And they are. They're more aggressive. They capture more. On LEI, they might get executed at 5 or 550 and sell at like 7. And then they'll see my tweets and I'll be like, Sykes missed again. Ha ha. Correct. Because I'm a coward. And cowards survive in this game. And somebody who might be a little more aggressive and actually capture this game, guess what? One time they're going to be too aggressive and they're going to lose 30, 50, 70, 100% of their money. I see it time and again. This is why I can be fully transparent. My top students can be fully transparent because we're cowards. And it's very good to be a coward when you're trading the scariest stocks in the entire fucking stock market. The people who only post a few screenshots on Twitter, they're not cowards. And guess what? They blow up and they lose big often and they don't want to show it. So they stop tweeting for a day or two and you don't know what's going on. And then they win again and, publicly, it doesn't look like they ever lost. That's not reality. That's not the future. That's why full transparency is so important. That's why I'm so proud of Profitly, nearly 100,000 members strong. So that's my rant for today. Congrats to everybody on LEI. So many students. Omar, at least you learned, making or losing a few $100 or a few $1,000. Hopefully you learn. You say you vow not to take more than a 3% loss, but can you actually stick to it? It's one thing to say I'm not going to let my losses run, and then it's another to actually cut the losses. I know it's tough. I know it's frustrating, but that's what you need. And if you want more wisdom, then utilize timsykesale.com. Look at all of these DVDs. Not enough of you are studying them. Trading Around Equilibrium. Matty Triforce Trader's newest DVD. My new DVD, Spikeability. My 35-hour DVD, How to Make Millions, which I don't even see. I don't know why it's not on here. I gotta, oh, here it is. How to Make Millions. Some people are like, oh, it's too long. Shut the fuck up. Do you want to be rich or do you want to be lazy and play Xbox and watch Netflix and do drugs and drink alcohol and play video games and whine about why you're not in the 1%? If you want to be in the 1%, you have to put in the effort more than the 99% of people do. And sadly, a lot of you guys don't want to do it. You're like, all right, I get it, I'll study. No, you don't really get it, okay? Because I can see exactly how much of this DVD and all of these DVDs, Trading Tickers, my top student Tim Grattani's DVD, I can see how much of the DVD you watch. And even if you buy it, you're only watching 10, 20% of it. You're like, I'll get to it eventually. I'll get to it. Yeah, it's a long DVD. Come on, give me a break. I have kids. I have a job. I have school. You need to focus on your motherfucking education. If my swearing offends you, then get the fuck out of my chat room. Get the fuck out of being my student. Because I swear, because I'm fucking pissed at a lot of you guys. You're making me look bad by not studying hard enough. If you get this DVD, and that's just for a few of you, it's like pulling teeth to get you to actually study this stuff. You're like, yeah, once I have a big profit, then I'll study. That's not how it works. You need to study first, and then you might get a big profit. Remember, 90 to 95% of traders lose money, okay? So if you want to be part of the 90% or 95% or even 99%, then ignore me. Get offended by my grammar or my hashtags or my swearing or my condescending attitude, whatever. I've heard every single excuse in the books why you shouldn't study. But if you do want to study, then go to timsykesale.com, utilize this birthday sale, go sign up for my free webinar where I'm going to teach 35 strategies in a little over a week, and get in the motherfucking game. Okay? There are plays almost every single day. And yet the reality is that almost every single trader, almost every single student is not fully prepared to capture these profits. And I've studied and I've been in this game for nearly 2 decades, and even I miss. Okay? And if some people are whining, oh, but Tim, every time I try, I lose. Guess what? Tim Grattani, the single best trader in the world with the single best track record of anybody in the past 5 years, 1,500 into 2.7 million, he lost rather consistently at first too. So I've seen everything under the sun from students making excuses. But the key is to study. The key is to be prepared. And then you increase your odds of profiting on trades like LEI today and SKYS and even DRWI. A lot of people were short overnight. Finding shares to short were tough. but this is a great, great supernova. Let me actually show you a 10-day chart. From the 2s to the 10s, now back down. This is straight out of my Penny Stocking Part 2 DVD. So you either want to study or not. But congrats to those of you who are studying and getting it. Congrats to those of you who aren't even necessarily trading yet, but at least you're witnessing it and you're learning. I know that this industry is full of scams. I am not one of them. It is in my own best interest to create more millionaire students. Who wants it bad enough? I got to go get an Indian costume. See ya.